Hello. Whew. Ah. I'm red. I'm very red. What's going on? No. Okay, camera is picking up. Okay, I guess that's more normal. All right, just give me a sec. All right. Getting there. Okay. All right. Hello. Okay, this is set up. That's cool. This new chat box works well. That's nice. Kind of like it. I should probably make it a little smaller. What do you think? Yeah. I think that's a little bit better. Okay. Okay. Nice. Let's announce things. So, where are all my windows? You can't stay here. Okay. Okay. Let's announce stuff. That's one. Oh, just a minute. Made a mistake. Oh, did I make a mistake? No, it's set as in English, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think it's set as English. That's cool. All right. Let me try the other network. Let's write some posts. So that's in English this time. Okay. Okay. That's done. Now let's move on to what's that? Oh yeah. Yay, back to me not understanding anything but enjoying it anyway. Thanks. If you have questions, feel free to interrupt me. I'm happy to answer questions really at any time, even though you might think that your question is stupid, which it almost never is. Then yeah, of course. If your question is about something that you don't know, then yeah, well, you don't know it. So of course, you don't know something until someone tells you. So, or you discover it because somebody else has written about it or spoken about it. So it's all right. If your question is about something that you didn't hear or didn't understand, then of course it's entirely legitimate. I like. There's probably cases of stupid questions, but they are very rare actually. Like something that would be entirely illogical with the amount of knowledge that you already have, I guess that would qualify, but without white might just spell and thing happen. Yeah, it's written in an arcane language. Well, thankfully, it doesn't summon demons. Or well, I guess in a way it could summon demons in the sense that Unix services are usually called demons, but that's basically all it. Can it run Doom? Well, depends on what you're talking about. If you're talking about my computer, of course it can. If you're talking about my phone, of course it can. My watch, probably. My brain, yeah, sometimes it does run Doom. And it probably shouldn't. So I guess yes. I guess it's a yes. All right, let's post on the Matrix channels. I'm a little late today. I usually stream earlier, but yeah, things. There's that, and in the infra channel as well. Okay, and I'm going to post on Fedora discussions. All right, what's that? Blah 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 blah. Well, my bookmarks right here. Live hacking. And it's on again. There you go. Okay, so I think I've announced the stream to all 4 platforms. Good. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's get my EasyFix page again. So, to be fair, they run Doom in PDF files, so I guess it doesn't take much, yeah. Or PDF files are allowed to do a lot more than they should be allowed to do. Then again, I heard of Linux running in a PDF, yeah. Can that run Doom? All right. Yeah, so, too deep. So what could we do? What could we do today? So well, not yesterday, but last week we had a look at a review I did a review on a Fedora messaging pull request. And I think it's still on, so I could still have a look at that. And also I looked at Flask OIDC because there was something that I thought I could do fast, but it's actually way more complex than I thought. It's about supporting another way of signing signing tickets in OIDC. And unfortunately, I mean, I could implement it, but unfortunately it's going to be hard to test because I do not have an account on a service that does that. So not easy. I'll have a look at it, but I think it's going to be later when I have more time. Let me share the screen with you. All right. The camera is off, of course. Let me set that up. What's wrong with all this? I have no idea what's going on. Such a professional streamer, Okay. It seems like I could probably cut more of the screen. Like, let me try to set that a little bit higher. Okay. so I can have a smaller picture, because you don't really need to see my face in such big screen. Okay. Okay, yeah, that seems sufficient. I could probably cut a little more of this, of the right side. Yes. Yes. Okay. I would like to keep my dragon fabric on the screen because, yeah, it's kind of a nice picture anyway. So okay, that's set up. How about this? The chat? The chat could be a little bit bigger, I suppose. Yeah, let's make that a little bit bigger, and let's align the webcam with it. Is it aligned? I'm not sure it's actually aligned. Yeah, that's a little too big. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger, I guess, than the chat. This is awesome. Yay. Cool. I've played with OBS a little bit more this weekend. Well, during the week, so I could set this thing up. Okay. All right. So that's the easy fixes page. You know about it already. It's basically it's not really what I wanted to do. Sorry, just used the shortcut on the wrong screen. Yeah, that should be good enough. What? That can't be a little bit bigger? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Why can't I make it why can't I make it bigger than that? That's weird. Sorry. Something's up. Ah, things are better. Yeah. Okay. So, yes. All right. So let's go to see what easy fixes we have. I know there's new stuff because I have tagged some tickets as easy fix recently in some of our applications, so I can have a look at that. Hey Linux Return, how are you doing? Nice to see you here. All right, so there's data grepper. That's kind of old, but still relevant. Fast JSON, okay. Fed badges, okay. Yeah, what's that? Oh yeah, there's always the ton query migration that I can do in all the badges app. So there's this one. There's this. Well, that's the ticket, but there's a pull request attached to it, and I could finish review it, or at least let's make one more pass with it. Very slow, this computer. What's going on? Oh yeah, okay. All right, where's the? It's here. That's the pull request. Okay. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see. Okay. All right, so I've made a review. I think that was not yesterday, but the day before that, I believe. Or was it yesterday? That was yesterday. Okay, so they made a change. Cool. All right. Let's have a look at those changes. I can do a compare. That's cool. Let's see. Okay, so they commented this thing that needed to be commented. That's good. Same stuff here. That's for the .html example. Okay. They renamed the readme to readme.md as I asked. That's good. But I think there was other things. There were other things in this pull request that needed some attention. Or maybe not. It would be great if you could finish this review and merge the pull request. That'd be great. Let's have a look at it. I probably won't be able to merge it, but I can ask for a squash or a rebase. Okay, so they are adding some headers. Renovate the, yeah, okay. They're adding some headers to the file so it passes the reuse tests, the reuse linter, which it is a test. It's a program that is edited by the FSF to check the correct licensing of your program. Make sure that no file is left unlicensed, basically. Okay, so that's good, that's good, that's good. This one has been replaced by this one, that's good. Okay. We need a text, UML, that's the licenses. Okay, good. Security.md. Yes. Yes. That's the commenting of the text file. There's the changelog here, .md. Yes, that's RST. Okay. Conf, okay. Contributing, okay. That's all right. Sometimes they have a blank line in the middle and sometimes not. It's kind of weird, but it's not really a big deal. Okay. That's a good change. Okay. Same thing here. Same thing here. Nug schema packages. Okay. Tutorial conversion. Okay. I think we're nearing the point where we can actually merge this, or at least pass the review. That'd be cool because I've been working on it for a while, so hopefully it's going to reach a point where it's all correct. That's 383. That was the, yeah, that's the ticket. So good. Well, all right. All right, all right. Well, I think it's all right now. Cool. Okay, nice. Okay, so let me start the workflow. Let's start the workflow. And I think there's like 3 commits that can be merged into one, right? Yes. Approve. Well, or I should say comment. Looks good. Thanks. Could you please squash your 3 commits into one, then it'll be good to merge. All right. Well, that's a good thing. So, yep, that's done. Flask YDC was the other thing that I've started looking at, but it's actually way more complex than the time that I have for easy fixes. Yeah, there's this one. So it's kind of fun. I'll show you this one. That's a ticket that I've created recently because it's not possible to log in to Noggin with your email address at the moment. It needs a username. So I've opened this ticket. And right off the bat, I got this comment by this account that said, AI tried to solve the issue. Added support for login with blah, 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 blah. Dum. You can review the change. I looked at the change. It's not bullshit, but it's no. Let's use brains for people, not artificial brain for now. All right. And there's two things. It's not that it's bad quality. I mean, there are things that can be improved, of course, like this. This is the patch. It's defined something here that is already defined right here. So of course this can be removed. This could be moved up here. If add in username, then try accept. creating it's creating a new method to do that. Well, it shouldn't really do that. It's not really how things should be done. It's not entirely garbage. To be honest, it's not entirely garbage. But I do not want some AI that has been trained on potentially copyrighted materials or even open source software that has a license that would not be compatible with this one. I don't want this sort of. I don't want code generated from code that has a different license or an incompatible license with this project to end up in this project. And I think that's a major issue with code-based, like the code-generating AIs. You don't know what license they have trained their software on, so the code that they're producing is a derivative work of software that may have a license that is incompatible with your open source license. So, nope. Not at all. Yeah, as you say, it's a big legal red flag. Yeah. That's... No. Even if the code was perfect, I couldn't include this, really. So let's have a look at this and let's do it ourselves. So, let me assign that. And I'll open Noggin in VS Code and see where we can get from there. So right now, where's Noggin? It's right here. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so you can see. And I'm also going to start the Vagrant VM. Okay, that's a little bit too big. Thank you very much. You don't need this to be so big. Thank you very much. Can you read? I think you can read this, right? There are some pull requests that I should get. Yeah, I know there's an update. I'll do that another time. Okay, let's close this. I'm going to start the Vagrant VM. For that, I use a terminal. I'm on the develop branch. Yes, I am. Vagrant. Well, how many virtual machines do I have? Yes. Okay. Yes. To use that, I will need tiny stage. So sorry, just gonna do that quickly. Tiny stage. What branch am I on? Of course, I'm in the containers branch. Okay. Vagrant up IPA. I think that's the only one I need. Yes, let's just start IPA. So as I said, I'm in the process of migrating tiny stage to containers instead of VMs with Vagrant. But I'm still trying to figure out how to do the networking between the different containers so that they have their own IP address. They are accessible with their own IP address from the host, ideally even from outside if necessary, but at least from the host. And they don't have to export all their ports to the host itself because there's multiple VMs that have port 443 to expose. I don't want to generate random ports on the host because that's going to be a pain. In OIDC, we have redirections, so it'll have to generate really weird URLs that will be hard-coded in the configuration. That's going to be a pain, so it will need to be constant from one start to the next start. It's going to be a pain, basically. So I'm still figuring out a way to address the VMs directly without having them export, well, not the VMs, the containers directly, without having them export their ports to the host. Anyway, so it's running now. Let's go. Bringing machine up. Machine booted and ready. Mounted. Okay, good. So if I log into this VM, when you want. Let's restart Noggin. It should be on noggindev.tinystage.test. Let's check that. It is actually running. Okay, cool. Hey, how are you doing, Griddle? Nice to see you here. We're working on Noggin and adding the possibility to log in with a user with an email address, even though it clearly says username right here. But yeah, some people have had the habit of logging in with an email address, so yeah. Let's add that, okay? So, what's going on in the code actually? If I look at the code and I look at the nice, yeah. If I look at the code and look at the way people log in, so it's in authentication here, the handle login form function is what is handling the login form. So that's where you can see the username, forgetting the password, and it's doing stuff and looking at trying to log in with the user name and password that has been given. Okay. So what I want to do is allow for the possibility to get to use an email address here. So how can I get an email? How can I get the email address of the username? Well, for that, I'm going to use the Noggin user itself to make a query into IPA to get the email address associated with a user. So how do I do that? So there's something called untouched IPA client, right? That's not exactly what I want, or current app session. Yeah, let's try this. Okay, so first I'm going to do something here. So that's username and password, and I can do this. I can add. So if at in username, then we're dealing with an email address, right? Oops, what did I do? I do not know. We're dealing with an email address. So let's resolve that. Resolve the email address to a username. I'm going to use the untouched IPA client. With this IPA client, I can do a couple of things. It's an instance of IPA client from the Python free IPA code base. So I know I'm going to have to do a user find. Am I already doing a user find somewhere? Of course I am. Oh, well, I'm already doing that. Well, I could factor this out actually. That would be even better. Okay, let's do this. So, where are my utils? They are in... Or should I factor it out, really? Do I have utilities? Yes, I do have utilities, I know. They're in a group. They're in a directory. Yes, utility. So controllers, okay, with IPA, blah, 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 require self, blah, 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 user 404. Get username. Resolve or get username from email. Okay, let's just say that it's taking an IPA client, username or email right here, and that's controllers, and I've seen it in password, right? Yes, so it's basically doing that. basically this, right? Let's try to do something like this. So I don't need this, of course. So if at not in email, in username and email, then I'm just gonna return it, right? Return username or email. Of course, that's very poorly indented. So it's always better to do it this way. Well, it's a style choice actually. I much prefer handling the special case first. So here I'm saying if at is not in username and email, then return, and then I can have this main function be unindented. The reason I prefer doing that is that it avoids having too many depth of indentation, right? The main processing, like the main code path of your function, is always aligned left, and you handle the special case separately. And that otherwise you'll have, if I wanted to do it this way, I would have if at in blah blah, there's some code indented here, and if blah blah blah, some code indented here, etc. And I would have to handle the errors afterwards, and I think it's less readable. I much prefer handling the special case or the error cases first with a return or a raise, and then following the code path aligned left as the rest. So of course it's not IPA admin here, it's IPA, it's whatever IPA client I'm using. User find, mail is this, result, if not emails, then, well, I guess I don't know exactly what error to raise. What I could do is return none. That's a little bit basic, but I don't quite like it. Oopsie. I don't really like using none instead of exceptions, but in this function, I don't really know. Value error. Value error is better. No users with email found. It should be translated, right? It feels like it should be translated. So let me use this. Oh, I probably have it already. Yeah, it should be translated. So what about simply returning the email address? I know we don't have usernames with @ but it could be a use case. Well, no, we don't allow usernames to have @ in them. Usernames have only a subset of possible characters. There's underscore and there's dash, but that's basically it. I don't even think we have the dots in there. So if you return the email address, or unless I'm misunderstanding your comment, Diego. Grillo del Mar. Grillo del Mar, yeah. Okay, raise value error. Okay, this should be translated, definitely. Maybe you're right. Yeah, we don't allow a lot of, I can show you, by the way. We don't allow a lot of characters for email. It will be in the registration form. Blah, 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 username. Allowed username pattern, that's in the configuration. And I think the default, where's the default? It's right here. Allowed username pattern. Yes. See, you have to start with a letter or a number, and then you can use dashes, and you can use at least you have a maximum of 32 letters, and you have to finish with a letter, basically. So you're allowed to have dashes, and you can have maximum 32 characters, but you have to start with a letter or a number and end with a letter or a number. All right. Email found, cool. That's the pattern that I'm going to to make it available for translation. And then I have this. Not even underscore allowed. Yeah, underscore not even allowed. I think there were at some point in the previous FAS. Oh wait, no. We have allowed them in, we used to allow them in the new version of FAS, the one based on IPA. And then we realized that in older versions of FAS, the one that we had, the FAS that we had before that, it wasn't allowed. So we have disallowed it in this version by changing the configuration. And we have asked people who had underscored in their usernames to change. I don't know exactly why it was forbidden before, but there might have been a reason. I don't really remember. Okay. That's one too many. Okay. So if we don't have emails, if we don't find the user by the email, then we raise a value error, and then we can just get the result. Or, well, it's called email, but it should really be called result. UID 0, and that's what I should return. So now this this password, what was it? Password, yes, right here. So instead of using that, I'm at line 139. I'm going to use get username from email 139. So here I'm going to do get username from email with the IPA admin that I was using before. I'm not sure I actually need that, but let's keep what we had before and what I'm getting from the source. And if that raises a value error, then I'm going to raise it as a form error that I can interpret and do proper things with. Of course, it's not going to be called username or email. At that point, I know it's a username. Form error username, and that's... Oh, I made a mistake. So it's actually this. Yeah, Black is going to take care of formatting that properly. So form, and the form error is going to be the value error itself. I've already done that in the other function. I don't need to do it again. All right, that's much better. And I'm going to be able to reuse that in the other controller. So that's going to be here. Okay. Okay. And that's not IPA. Actually, that's not IP admin here. It should be probably this. Let's try with this. Let's try with an unlogged in IPA client and see if that works. I don't know if we can actually do that, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay. So now I set the password. If there's OTP data, I append it to the password, and the rest should work in theory. All right, let's try it. Let's restart Noggin. Let's have a look at the logs. Let's follow the logs. And let's try logging in with, there's William Young here. I know its email address is william@tinystage.test. Let's try. Ah, yes, yes. I had a protection to avoid this so that people could have a real error message instead of just, you know, the failed password. So inform, login user, no email, that's the one. Let's remove the no email. No email was in invalidators. No email, where is it? It's right here. Okay, let's save all that and restart. Let's try again. Yes, it's this one. Ah, there's a failure. Failed to establish a connection. Name service not known. Okay. So IPA seems to be unable to. Maybe it's not. Yeah, maybe that's not the right client. Let's use. Let's use the IPA admin. Where is it? That's not this. It should be in password probably. Where does the IPA admin come from? No. Wait. Ah, yeah, it's right here. Right under my nose. From login.app import IPA admin. Exactly. Okay, so now in my controller, I could actually use this. Authentication. I don't need this anymore. And I know what you're saying. Since this function here only uses IPA admin, always uses IPA admin as a first argument, I could actually do that in the other function. Let's try with this and see if that works first. Okay. That's why Firefox tells me that it's going to send the post data again. Yes, please. No users with email William Young at timestage.test found. Ah, that's interesting. Okay. So what did it get me? What did it give me? That's going to be here. What is the result? If not result, then how should I log the result actually? Can I log things here? Doesn't look like I can log things actually. Can I log stuff? Oh yes, current app.log, of course. Do I have my current app? Yes, I do. Okay. So current app.log. Is this right? It's logger. Logger dot info. Well, let's just say that I'm going to do this differently. Let's try this. And now, let's try again. Oh, yes, of course. It fails, but now it should log something. No users with email William stage.test found. That's good. So I have this in my logs in case somebody complains. I can check that in the logs. Nice. Let's see if it's right. What's going on? IPA ping, maybe? Where's my IPA? Server is IP.TinyStage.test. That's good. Is it accessible? Where is it? I don't see IP.TinyStage.test in my. Okay. Vagrant host manager. Okay. Oh, it is pinging. Okay, cool. So now yeah, there's possibly something wrong with the configuration of TinyStage on this host. Something is taking a lot of time. Oopsie. Oh, wait. Why is it not able to contact TinyStage? Well, the TinyStage VM, there's something wrong here. It should be instantaneous. What is wrong with this? Is it connecting? Yes. Okay. IPA. Oh, sudo IPA status. Or IPACTL, I should say. Yep. There's something that is not starting. That is not started. Let's restart it. Maybe. Ah, yes. Okay. There was something wrong with it. Let's make sure that it's entirely started, and then we can do a kill list. Well, that's kind of old. Okay. TinyStage is not entirely up yet. Well, IPA in TinyStage is not entirely up yet. Okay, so you mean the status here is okay now? Nope. Tomcat D is still stopped. Let's restart it. What's going on? Let's restart it, okay? These VMs, they get suspended and restarted all the time, so it might be one of the artifacts of it not being ready or being restarted, or yeah. Okay. Restart the entire thing, please. Ah, okay. So status should be good now, right? Still crap. It still doesn't work. What's wrong with this? Let's see if I can still use IPA. Because I think Tomcat D is used for the PKI, not really for Kerberos, but is there something in the logs? Oh, yeah. Oh. What's that? Failed. Operation timed out. 404 for URL. What's that? It is the PKI, but it might be useful. No logs, obviously. What's the error? Oh, there's a big crash. LDAP connector thread. Connection failed. Host IP at the max read. I think there might be a problem with the directory. Glad you know what this stuff means, or we would be in trouble here. Well, yeah. It's pretty useful, this authentication system. It's just a little bit complex, but complexity is sometimes necessary when you want to do complex things. Hopefully not all the time, but sometimes it is. Oh yeah, I get something here. Okay. Took a while, but it finally worked. There's probably something wrong with the directory server. What if I say, who am I? Yes. Okay, so the LDAP directory does return. Okay, it's just very long, so I don't know what's wrong, but let's try this, the command that I wanted to do before again. User file William Young. Actually, it should be user show. Oh, wait, that's what? Oh, yeah, wait, no. I'm just gonna check its email address. So it's gonna be user find. Well, it should be user show, so I can see the email address, but I think I'm gonna see it here. It's just very long. What's going on? IP can be a little fragile sometimes. Yeah. There's just a lot of components. Oh yes, look, email address is williamyoung@example.com. Okay, so that's correct actually. Does this work? Ah, it worked. It's just sending me to the frame where I have to enter the password again because it expired, but that means that it's found the user. And it's happy to let me log in. Of course, I'm entering the same login again. Yeah, that's kind of weird. It should send me back to the... Anyway. Okay. And now I can log in with an email address. Yes, that works. Okay, cool. So it works. That's cool. Now let's test it. Let's do actual unit tests and make sure that it works. So I think I have unit tests that are going to fail now because they were forbidding me, well, they were there to prevent me from using email addresses in login forms. So I'm pretty sure that there's going to be this. So let's go with the tests. PyTest discovery, thank you. Show output to view error logs. What's that? Error. No module name PyTest. Oh yes, it's probably not really properly installed. Let's try that again. It works, but we don't exactly know how. Oh yeah, I can explain. It works because of the code change that I did right here. So the code change works as expected, basically. Where is it? It's right here. It's if there's an @ in the username. If there's no @ in the username, then I'm just going to return it because I assume it's a username. If there's an @ then here I'm going to look for a user that has username or email as its mail field, get the result. If there's no result, then I raise an error. And if not, I use the UID, which is the LDAP field for the username. All right, so it's on now. Let's try this again. What's that? Rerun last line. No, refresh tests. Is it finding them now? Python 3.12, no module name PyTest. Yes, it's not using Python 3.12 anymore. Let's change the password. Where is it? Where is it? Noggin. That's the one. It's looking at stuff. Changing the UI hint so it shows username or email address would be useful too. That's absolutely correct. That's totally correct. Very good point. Let's go to the form. It's probably in the form. Yes. It says here username. It should probably say username or email. Okay, let's see if that works. Let's disconnect and refresh. Did it work? It did not work. Why? Username or email address. Did I save it? Login user form. Am I on the right form? Probably. Did I make a mistake? Let's restart this. Because username is translated, so am I not using this form actually? Username, password, OTP submit. No, that's right. OTP password if you have one. Oh. Well, no, it doesn't look like the same field. Wait a minute. Where is this? Where is this placeholder? Oh, it's not used here. Okay, it's actually placeholder is okay. So it's actually in the theme. Okay. Well, that's gonna be a little bit more painful, but it's here. Or email. That's the login form. That's in the HTML, the template. That's unfortunately there's a lot of translations that will need to be updated. That's a little bit too bad, unfortunately. So that's more work for translators. Yeah, made a mistake. Probably made a mistake. Placeholder is. What's that? Wait, what? Unexpected. Is this the parenthesis that it doesn't like? Yes, it looks like it. Well, I do want to add parentheses, so thank you very much. I'm going to add them anyway. Weird. What did I do wrong? Yeah, I have no idea what I did. Anyway, username or email address. Okay, that seems better. All right, so let's go back to my forms, to my tests, sorry. I have tests, I have unit tests. There are the controller unit tests, probably. Let's just run the unit test, or let's run those. Let's run those unit tests. Ah, yes, one is failing, of course, and that is the test login email address. Bam, of course that's the one that I want to fix. Okay, cool. So I'm doing exactly that, and I do not want to get an assert form field error. I actually, oh wait, by the way, I want to VCR it because I'm gonna have to handle a call to IPA. I want this to be correct. So assert redirects with flash. It's gonna be dummy. Or do I have a dummy? Yes, probably. Yes, it's gonna be dummy. Welcome. What's the correct thing? What is the correct way? Welcome dummy with a lowercase. Okay, cool. Nice. Oh yes, I want also, I'm gonna need another test to check for the email addresses that do not exist. First, login, non-existent email address. Test giving an unknown email address. Okay. Unknown. Okay, of course that's gonna be not the right error. It's gonna be no user, whatever I've put in this, no users with blah 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 found. That is gonna be the message with email unknown@example.com found. All right, so I'm checking both cases. Of course, yeah, that's not a formatted string. Let us try again. So let's try this one again. I can't really do that. I need to do this in the VM because I will need access to tiny stage so that, yeah, I'm gonna need the access to tiny stage to generate the VCR. So that's gonna be poetry run pytest, blah blah blah. I don't need the coverage for now. Test unit controllers. Controller. Please do this. Boom, tons of errors. What's wrong this time? Probably something minor. What's wrong? Probably all the errors are probably coming from the same source, so we'll need to fix that. Incorrect header check, error, why blah blah blah, content decoding error. Something wrong with VCR? gzip failed. Wait, what? What's this? What is this thing? Let's try it on my host here. See if that works. It fails because 302. And I'm getting a 200, okay. Print result dot, is it get data? It's not get data, it's data. Yeah, of course. I'm just wasting time because I haven't looked at this piece of code for a while. Status code, location, just message, okay. What's get flash message? Session pop, okay. Annoying. Response.data, that's the one. Okay. Was simpler than I thought. Okay. Right, well. Sorry, still here, running the test, checking what it says to me. It fails, what did it say? Okay, register. I'm over 16. Login username, that's correct. Expecting value, oh, okay. Expecting value line 1, column 1. Yeah, it's unable to contact IP. I think that's where the error comes from. So I should be running that from this host, but what's this? It's kind of weird, all these errors. I haven't seen those before, or maybe I have, but I don't really remember where they came from. Let's just run the one that I'm interested in. No user with email, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's normal. And I get an error because dummy at example. Oh, it's not the right email address. Okay, sorry. How was it? Where does this dummy user come from? Or maybe I need to create it. I probably need to create it. Yes, dummy user. Okay, I haven't created the. Yeah, of course. I haven't added the fixture. Dummy user. Same thing here. I'm gonna need it. Well, not really. No, I do not. Let's try again. of course, this time I'm going to have, I guess I have generated, yes, I've generated this, and I need to remove it. Let's try again. I've generated the cassette, and I need to remove it before I can actually do things. Nice. Nice. SSL error. Yeah, I can't contact tiny stage IP@tinystage.test. No certificate or CRL found. Huh. Yeah, that's why I can't do it from this host. It needs to be enrolled in IPA, so it gets its certificate, and its certificate is approved. So I need to do it from here. Oh. I need to do it from here. What's that? Received response with content encoding ZZip, but failed to decode it. Incorrect header check. What the hell is this? Did I fix that already? I kind of remember something that was looking like this. Let's check. Python 3 IPA incorrect header check. Oh, looks like I looked at that already. Oops. Yes, where did that come from? Cyberwolf Industries. Hello, I'm good, how are you? Wait, what? What is this? I'm looking, so if you're familiar with the Fedora project, there is an account system where users can log in and modify their account. And at the moment, it's only allowing usernames and passwords. And some people have been requesting to be able to log in with their email address instead of a username. Sometimes because they don't remember their username. Oh, hello! Hi, Macrorismo, how are you doing? Nice. And some people have been requesting to be able to log in with their email address, so I'm just adding this feature to Noggin. It's almost done. Yes, exactly. That's the thing the AI tried to do, and was terrible at doing. But it's, yeah. I mean, random AI bots adding random AI stuff to open source projects. That's great. I love that. So I've done it. I've tested it and it works. I'm just trying to run the unit test. They're a little bit complex because we use something called VCR, which is able to replay HTTP requests. And the reason we use that is because I don't want to start an IPA server each time I want to run my unit tests. So I have one. I have one running the first time I run the test, and VCR records the HTTP request and the responses in a file, and I ship that file with the rest of the unit test. So next time I run the unit test, it just replays them. It looks at the request. If it looks the same, then it just gives it the answer that IPA replied previously. But that makes it a little bit more complex when I want to create new unit tests, because I need to run them in a place where there's access to IPA, which I have. But right now it's failing for some reason that I don't really understand. There's apparently something wrong about the gzip encoding. I don't really know where that comes from. It feels like it's a wrong error message. You know what? I'm just going to yeah, so there's content here. It's a binary generation. Okay, yield from raw stream. Received response with, okay, yeah, the content decoding error. Wow. Let's check if I'm up to date here. I'm not sure I am. It might be the reason why. I might be using very old libraries here because I'm on the VM. I'm on the VM managed by Vagrant, so I don't always update it. Yeah, I see very old things. Hopefully that's gonna work now with the newer versions of the libraries. Especially I see urllib3 being updated to a major new version. Hopefully that's gonna fix all the things. Something wrong here. Oh, KRIB GSS. What's that? Oh, maybe it's unhappy about Python 3.13. Oh, it's not installed. Okay. Oh, okay, that's fair. Yeah, of course. If you want to compile Kerberos enabled libraries, you will need the headers. Let's try again. Makes sense. How does it work with token or auto? Well, it doesn't really do that. When I'm getting a username that contains an @ sign, I'm just going to be querying IPA, look for a user that has this email address, and just use the username. And then I go back to the phase where I match the username with the password and tokens. But it's happening before the check for the token or the password itself. It's very simple, by the way. Yeah. I'm not asking IPA directly to log in with the email address. I'm doing the resolution before doing that, which should be fast. I mean, it's just a simple IPA call for a field in LDAP that is indexed. No big deal. Okay, hopefully that's gonna work now. Can it run my test? Let us see. It fails. Okay. No user with. Yes, yes, that's correct. Yes, that's correct. That's because it's replaying. Yeah, that's the thing. So there's a common setup. So how does that work with user who choose to hide user detail option in IPA though? It's still gonna work because the user that does this resolution is allowed to see the content of the user account. Well, not everything, but the email is in there. There's an option in. It's not actually the option is not in IPA, or is it? Is it an IPA option? I think it's a Noggin option where you can say I want my account to be private and it doesn't display it elsewhere, but it's still there in the LDAP server. Yeah. It's still there in the LDAP server. It's just a field on the LDAP account, and yeah, it's just a field in the LDAP account, and Noggin chooses not to display it, and FastJSON chooses not to display it. Hey, yeah, nice to see you. See you another time maybe. Thank you for passing by. So FastJSON hides the details, Noggin hides the details, but it's still there in the database. So if I want to run this, the unit tests have some common fixtures where it sets up IPA to answer the unit test and it creates some accounts in there. The APA that I have doesn't have those accounts, and the account creation is also recorded in VCR. So that means that if I want to create a new test, I also have to remove the main cassette called IPA testing config. I have to remove this one so I can run the tests, and so I can so that I will set up IPA with the account that I wanted. So it fails again. Dummy@example.com. Okay, not created. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the setup of the unit test is a little bit complex when it involves IPA, unfortunately. But I can't really start some sort of mock IPA when I run my unit test. It's just too big. Yes. So did I remove the wrong one? I need to remove this one, and the testing config. I think that's where. Let me check. I haven't touched this for a while, so I think I'm a little bit rusty. Conf test. Where is my dummy user created? It is IPA testing config. Okay, that's where most of the thing is set up. Make users. This is also a fixture. Yeah. It needs the IPA testing config. Okay. It should work actually. Let's remove this. Oh, it hasn't recreated it. Okay, yeah, maybe I need to run the entire unit test and not just this one test. Let's see. Fingers crossed. I'm gonna let that run, and in the meantime, I'm gonna make a small pass to the toilet. I'll be back soon. Okay. All right. So what do we have here? We have the same error. We have the same error. Sorry. Just a minute. I'm on the wrong window. What did I do? Okay. So what went on? IPA testing config, that's new. The dummy is here. No, it's not created here. Is it here? Oh, that's just because I'm using the wrong name. It's dummy@unit.tests. Stupid. Of course. I look for something complex when it's something simple. Okay. Is it unit.tests or is it unit.test? We'll see. So what could have put me on the right track is that the only one test passed, the other one worked. Let us see now. Oh. Sure, I made a mistake. Dummy at unit.tests. Huh. Oh yeah, maybe I need to rebuild the entire thing. Yeah, that's possible. Ah, now we're talking. Okay, so in theory, this should work now. Yes, they all pass. Okay, that's good. I don't want to modify this one though. Okay, so let's check what my coverage is. So there's this that says run test with coverage. Oh, by the way, I should cancel that. How do I cancel it? Cancel test run. Run the entire thing with coverage, please. So it's going to run all the tests with coverage, and I'll be able to check what is not covered. And there is some integration with VS Code, and hopefully that's going to be good and useful. We'll see. Still running. This one is skipped. That's normal. Still running. Start complex and work your way down. Well, I wouldn't say it's how it works. That's just the longest way to make it. It's just the longest path to the solution. Ideally, if this problem is simple, I would start with a simple solution, find it, and move on. But now, if I have a simple issue and I start with a complex solution and investigate plenty of places, then I'm going to just waste a lot of time. So ideally, I would solve the simplest thing with a simple solution. Unfortunately, that's not really how I work. I usually think that things are more complex than they are. They're usually simple. Okay, still running this one. Couldn't pass. Forgot password change. I passed Python Thors. Well, no, of course. What do you mean forgot password change? .html. What? Where does this come from? Wait, what? What are you saying? Wait, yeah. Let me run that again. I'm just gonna run it by hand. Duppington is here. That's a great that's a great handle. Cyberwolf Industries. Okay, coverage is 100%. That's pretty cool. All right. I have no idea why VS Code found those. Had a problem with those, but yeah, I'm not debugging that right now. So let's have a look at the change. What did I change? I factored out the resolution of usernames from email that was used in the password here. Well, oh, that's going to be annoying. Anyway, I factored out this resolution that was here into a separate function. Let's check that I'm not doing that somewhere else. User find. Wait, what? Yes, of course, it's not here anymore. It's gonna be in other controllers. Let's make sure that I'm not doing this user file with. Yeah, I'm only doing that once. Okay, so I don't have to factor something else, some more. So I factored out this authentication, not the thing that I was doing in password. That's gonna be annoying, I think. Why is, oh yeah, it doesn't think that Noggin message is part of Noggin, and so there's different. Yeah, that might be a problem. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, so this was done already so that people could use their email address when requesting a password instead of just their usernames. So I reused that, factored this out in where is it? In the controllers utils. I've put this here. Now I see that I could actually use I could use the IPA client. The IPA client is always the same, but let's keep it that way. Yeah, let's keep it that way. So I've put that here, and in my password controller, yeah, that's in the authentication controller with the main one that I wanted to check. I've used my new factor.that function here. Okay. Yes, that's the only change. That's here in the form. I've added the hint that the username or email address is now allowed. I've removed the validator that was preventing me from using an email here. That was just safety. In the validator, I've removed it because no one uses it. I mean, no email, nothing uses it, right? Yeah, nothing uses it anymore. In the login form, I've changed the hint in the placeholder. I'll say that it's you can use a username or an email address. It should be translated, by the way. It's currently not translated. Nah, that's another problem. And I've added a test for this. So username with an email address is now passing if you use the right one, and failing if you use an unknown one. And those are the two VCR for the new tests. Cool. I mean, that's pretty good. Okay, what should I put there? First, I'm going to check in, because I don't want all the rest. I'm going to just check in the things that I need. I don't want the rest. Thank you very much. Okay. Allow logging in with an email address instead of a username. Fixes. What's the name of the ticket? Oh, I realized that I haven't created a new branch. Anyway, 1484. Oh, you know what I forgot? The news fragment. Let me do that. So I'm here. Poetry run town crier create -m, and it's called 1484.feature. Oops, -c maybe for content. Yes. Right, so I have this new feature now, this new file here that I can add, and I'm going to move to a new branch. (1484). Okay. All right, I'm gonna do this commit. If it fails, it might be, yeah, it's because of black. Or what is it? What is the problem? Yeah, iSort isn't happy. Yeah, I know. It's unhappy. Because iSort is configured to have Noggin messages as part of the project, but maybe what's it? Is it black that isn't configured to do it? I think I'm using rough in VS Code now, and that might be why it's not configured to do the sorting. Let me check. Sort first party, that's the one. Okay, good. I think it's rough. Let me check that. Lint iSort, yeah. I'm gonna add this configuration for rough, just for my environment. So is the login page for Fedora applications a web framework that calls IP on the backend? Yes, but it's not the one I'm working on today. The one I'm working on today is an interface to change your account, like subscribe to new groups, change your password, change data about your own account. When you log in to a web application in Fedora, you get redirected to another app, which is called Epsilon, and it's the OpenID Connect provider. That's a specific protocol, pretty close to OAuth. OAuth 2, you know, that's a very common protocol for login on distributed services on the web, and that's the one where you get a login form, you get to log in, and you get redirected back to your application. I hope that answers the question. So how do you configure rough to allow for other? Yeah, but that's ID. Yeah, exactly. ID of Fedora. So it's exactly, it's a different application. Where's the rules? iSort, I suppose. Oh wait, it's iSort. iSort. Thank you. Okay. Case sensitive. Okay, I don't care. Classes. Okay. Okay, constants. Okay, default section. No. Detect same. Yes. Extra. Okay. For single line, for single. Okay, force to top, force from. No. Force up from first. No. Known first party. That's the ones. Okay. Yes. Exactly. So I can use the same known first party as here. Oh, that's nice. Cool. I like it. So now, what do you mean? Oh, while resolving setting from workspace. Oh. It's unhappy with non-first party? Oh yes, it's dash. It's dash. Yeah, sorry about that. That should be better. Okay, so now if I go to... what's my changes? Yes, this one. Let's go to the file and save it again. Yes. And now... Yes, it hasn't moved my... Or was it this one? Yeah, it's this one. Save it. Yes, now it recognizes Noggin messages as part of the application. And if I look at this... Oh yeah, I should just... Not sure it's going to be happy about that. Let's see if iSort is happy about this. I doubt. I doubt it. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, no change to the... Okay. No change to the imports here. Yeah, that's normal. That's probably not gonna cut it, but we'll see. We'll see what iSort says. It is unhappy. So what does iSort say? Yes, it's unhappy about that. Okay, let me fix it. Yeah, it's unhappy about it. Okay. Yeah, let me fix it. I think that's gonna be order by type. What's order by type? Oh, that's right here. Case in addition, yeah. Let's remove this. Is it going to be happy now? What about password? Where is it? Let's not forget things. Okay. Try it. Ah, that passed. Okay, so I have a new file here. I need, well, I don't really need to add that, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Anyway, okay. So I have this new commit now, and I'm going to use PUF, which is a shortcut for push upstream fork, push set upstream fork. That's pushing the change to my remote called fork, which is my fork. And let's just do this. I should have checked actually in the files change that it's actually what I wanted, because sometimes there's more than I want. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's correct. Yes. And that's the okay. And test authentication at the end. Yes, I have these new tests. Okay, cool. Well, I'm just gonna wait for this to pass, and I think it's gonna be ready to go. All right, do you have questions on all this? Nice, thanks. It's actually pretty simple. It's just that the unit tests in Noggin are complex because they make calls to IPA. So you'd need to have an IPA server running somewhere, and to avoid us requiring that, which would be a pain on developers, and it would be also a pain. It would be also a pain to set up in GitHub Actions. So to avoid that, we use VCR. But VCR comes with its own set of problems. Right now, I think it's less problems than the problem of having APA running during unit testing, but it's still problems. So there's that. Okay, so tests are running. Some security test is failing. I haven't checked that actually. I could have. Let's see if there's a security test that's failing and why. Okay. So what does it say? Okay. Fair. I mean, I can check that. It's a different problem, but I can check it. So what does it say? Let's look at Noggin controller user 112, 110. Okay, so it wants me to make sure that I'm not including user input in markup here. And I am not. So let's ignore it. How do I ignore stuff? I think it's nosec, but I'm not sure. Let's go. Bandit, nosec. Yes, nosec and the number. Fine. Which one is it? B704. Is it space or is it colon? It's space. Okay. Let me remember that. And now, what else was failing? Skip with, oh, that's true, but that will skip it for the entire project. And I still think the test is useful, just in case I include user input in the markup. So I'm checking each one actually. Okay, so here I'm in form base line 51. So yeah, it's harder for this one. It's harder to tell whether that's a user input or not, but I'm pretty confident that I generate all this. And also there's escape for the label, so it's already escaped. And there's HTML params. I think it escapes things. So I think we're good to go. Yes, of course, that's gonna fail. Or I don't know if it's gonna fail, but that's. I'm not sure if it has to be put here or here. We'll see. What else? In base again, line 110, which is going to be a little bit more now. Yes, that's the same one. Well, did I miss one? 51. What was it? Wait, what? That's the wrong file. No? 51 rendering. Huh. Oh, yes, of course. So 51, that's done. And then 110, right? Yes, 110. Wrong file. Markup. Yes, I think HTML params is fine. It's going to escape what needs to be escaped. Save it. Next. Same file, 134. Let me see. Wrapped widget. Okay, so that's going to be the responsibility of the other one. Clear button widget, okay. And join errors. Okay, that comes from the server, so it's okay. I think we're good with this one again. And Noggin utility templates, line 38. Where's the U? Noggin utility templates. Oh yes. Templates. Line 38. So that's the template that I'm escaping. The form action is okay, that's normal, that's okay. All this is not under the user's control. We're good. Then what else? Line 90. href, that comes from, yep, okay. Name and server, that's okay. Server is okay. This is only things that we control. Title is, what's title? Oh yeah, it's right here. Yes, that's something that we control again. And name, yeah, we'll build that. Yes, okay, so I think we're good here again. It's probably gonna fail. No, not too long. Okay, good, let's try again. This command check has been deprecated. Okay, new scan command. Okay. Scan. Let's do scan, that's fine. Crap. Now they require yeah, I mean, it used to be able to download without asking me for an account, but apparently that's no longer the case. Okay, target, output, okay, save as, policy. Yeah, I know. Well, with the lint, well, the previous command wasn't requiring login, and now it does. Disable optional telemetry. Thank you. I don't know if that's the reason why it's asking me for a password. Oh, no. Crap. I guess let's go to the safety website and see if we can disable this. Okay, command line interface. Let's see if I... That's annoying. Login method. No, I don't want to create an account, thank you very much. Enterprise customer. I think I'm gonna drop it. Create safety account, API key. Okay. Anonymous. Find the answer with AI. Yep. It looks like the login is required indeed. Well, I guess they want to have a database of user email addresses. That's a little bit too bad, you know. Migrating. Switching to the new scan command. Okay. Replace safety check. Okay. Yeah, of course it's more powerful. Blah, 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 blah. Interesting. Scanning without login. Blah, 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 blah. We appreciate blah, blah, blah. Our team will get back. Blah, blah, blah. So security. Thank you for contributing. Okay. Ah, well, I'm interested. Looks like this is known. Yup. That's a GitHub Action automatic reply. Well, I'll subscribe to this and we'll see if something happens. In the meantime, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Well, if there's no possibility to scan without logging in, I'm just gonna drop this tool. Anyway. Let's check. Let's push this and see if that is sufficient. Thanks for the link, by the way. All right, it's running. Okay, well, I'm just gonna wait for them to pass. Do you have any questions regarding all this? Either what I did or the app itself? Everything's good. Haha, we're getting there. 10 successful checks, only 2 remains, 11, 2 remains. I should add a test or like 311, 312, even 313 is working now. But that's an issue for another time. Okay, so all tests have passed. It's building it, but there's no way this fails. So that's just running pip build or like, yeah, okay. All right, so it's working. I'm gonna wait for people to chime in if they have questions about it. But in the meantime, I think we're done with this problem. Yeah, exactly. All green. All checks have passed. Okay, well, that's one thing done. Yep, I'm gonna stop all my Vagrant VMs. Same thing here. Yeah, and I think we're good to go. All right. Well, if you don't have any more questions, then I'm going to stop here. Okay, I think we're done. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me or reach out to me on Matrix or on Fedora Discussions. And yeah, and I'll see you in the next stream next week. Oh, yeah. All right. Thanks. See you later, people. Have a good time. See you hopefully next week. Bye.